Aki Brentford inanikopesha.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am seated with Peter, who is telling me that he's afraid of Brentford. Why?
Those corner and set pieces, what makes
throw-ins.
They have the thrower. He's called
The
Coyote.
Coyote the thrower. Coyote the thrower is coming for us. And our defense is still makeshift.
And our defense is so...
Euro is still out. Licha is still out. Maguire is coming back though.
The only confidence I have is that Lamens can deal with
the high balls, right?
Yeah, compared to Onana.
Okay, we will come back to that thought. Ibra, welcome back to the show. I know you must be the happiest person.
Not the happiest, but I'm happy.
You scraped through.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Okay. No, but we are stating facts.
Yes, it's a fact.
You scraped through.
Yes.
And maybe I just want you to have an honest conversation, because we all watched your team at the end of your game, and there was no celebration. They were either lying on the ground. So for me, and from an independent point of view, not an Arsenal fan, but I'm just looking at the team and I can see fatigue. How do you think they are going to deal with a week like this one, where they're going to face Atletico Madrid on Wednesday, and then they have a Fulham to face again over the weekend?
The fatigue is there, but I think it's more mental than even physical also. Because the mental aspect of it, of like, we want the game to end, we are leading, we want the game to end, you see, and the pressure of like, if we lose points, what's gonna happen, things that will be happening is a bit like taking a toll on them in some ways. But now it's upon like the manager and also the players to have a chat about it and try and find a way to understand that this is the later stages of the season. And as they said, they've been having a lot of interviews with our players, and they're saying they will die on the pitch if they have to. Yes. For them to be able to like at least win every single game that's remaining. So the weekend's game, they were like, there were nervy moments, because when you're leading 1-0, it doesn't matter how good you're playing or what sort of team you're playing against. 1-0 is 1-0. Yeah. It usually takes a single mistake for everything to change.
And you lose it.
Exactly. So
and we saw the team you're playing against have enough chances. It's only that they were not able to.
But again, Newcastle have a very
convert.
They have a very bad record at Emirates. They've only scored 1 goal in 9 games. At Emirates.
Yeah.
So they have a very, very bad record at the Emirates. So it was kind of more guaranteed, even for the game, that Arsenal were likely to win, just based on the head-to-head at Emirates. Eddie Howe, I don't think he has ever won at the Emirates. As a coach
in the Premier
League.
Yeah, in the Premier League.
I don't think he has.
So for me, I was looking at the stats.
No, he did not. Bournemouth said, like, their first win they got was last season, and it was with Anthony Raiola.
So it was a very kind of a game after Eze scored. It now became a game where Arsenal were like, okay. But I'm not criticizing Arsenal in this. Every team that have won the Premier League, there are games whereby you have to scrap through it. You can't win the Premier League by playing good games all the time. Yeah. It's impossible. Agreed. But the point I was making is that Newcastle also had chances. It's only that there are nights where your chances don't go through. You understand? And the because even ball possession, they had 55% at Emirates. That's something to mention. Their total shots, they had 13 against Arsenal's 11. Shots on target, they had 3 against Arsenal's 4. So they were not like worlds apart in terms of how they played. It's only that sometimes what matters is what goes into the net.
The best chance, I think, was from Elanga when he came in. The one that Oltemade, that was like 1v1. That was like, I think, the nerviest out of all the chances.
Is it nervy than the Son versus Ederson? Remember the season?
That one was on purpose. That's why they have to go down. That's why Spurs have to go down. Yes,
was it last season? Oh,
Nah,
the-
nah, it
No,
was 22-23
it was
season.
the other one.
Oh.
Son
Yeah,
was
not
there
last season. Last
season.
season, part one. Yeah, that was the one that Son missed 1v1. The guy, someone who you'd never see miss
Miss
that
1v1.
kind
Yeah.
of chance. He missed it. So now let them go down. Their fans celebrated him missing it, by the way.
Really?
So now we
Yeah, I think I
celebrate
remember that
seeing
time
them
it was between Arsenal winning the Premier League and
Man City, like, yeah,
between Arsenal
Yeah.
and Man City also.
again.
And just talking about EPL, the next team that you play in the EPL is Fulham.
Yes.
Sorry, I was corrected last time that it's pronounced Fulham. The H is silent.
Yeah.
And they beat Aston Villa.
1-0.
Yes. And that's not a team that is very easy to beat, you know.
Yeah, it's
and that's the team you're going to face after playing Atletico. Peter seems to
That's a very
feel
easy,
that
that's a very easy game
Atletico
for
is an
Arsenal.
easy team for you guys to beat. Do you think so?
Easy.
Because I don't agree that it's
I
an
wouldn't say
easy
easy.
opponent.
I wouldn't say easy.
Yeah.
Easy is you're overstretching it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not gonna be an easy game, but
Yes.
it's a game that we are. I'd say we are favorite, like over the two legs, but not for the first leg. I'd say it's very equal. I'd even give it like I'd even say that they're most likely to win because they're playing at home and they've never lost a European game when they play at home.
The next game at Fulham, they're at Emirates.
Yeah.
A bad record, man. They have never won at Emirates.
We will beat Fulham. Fulham, I know
That's
we'll
2
beat
games.
them. You know, Fulham before they even beat before they beat what team? Before they
Aston
beat
Villa.
Aston Villa, they haven't been playing well actually. Over the last
But we
5
have
games.
seen a lot of records being shifted
Yes.
this season.
It's true.
So, guys, you can't rely on they've never beaten.
No,
Come
I'm not
on.
saying that, but
Yeah?
I'm saying over the last 5 games
Yes.
in the league, like
Yeah.
their record, like right now,
Yes.
their form. They've won 2, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 1. They lost
Okay.
against Liverpool 2-0. They drew against Brentford,
Yeah.
and then they won against Aston Villa when they played at home.
Yeah.
And away from home, as Fulham haven't been playing well also.
Okay.
So it's a team that's usually up and down. You don't know what you're gonna get from them. So
Yeah.
on Saturday, they might come and play because they usually play well against Arsenal either way. Even though we win against them,
Yeah.
they still play well.
So it might
So-
be another game that stretches the players.
That probably like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a back and forth
And
game.
probably, depending on how the first leg of the match against Atletico goes, Arteta might want to rest some players.
Rest in terms of like removing them early or something like that, or not play
Remove them
at all.
early, or even having, I don't know, because one of the reasons that you guys might, and I know this is controversial, one of the reasons you guys might end up missing.
Now I'm waiting for you to finish your statement because I know where you're going, but you can finish it.
The reason you guys might end up with nothing is because of you went for everything. Because if the game against Atletico goes the way you are saying they might beat you at home, now they come to Emirates and you guys need to win,
Yes.
right? That for any other manager who has a focus on the Champions League would say, let me rest some players for the Premier League match
Yes.
so that they are fresh for that encounter.
Yes.
But you guys are going for both.
Yes.
So at that point, what do you do?
Because you see,
You have a big game that you need to turn around, but also you're trying to make sure you don't drop any more points because City is on your heels.
you see. Let me give you an example. Atletico Madrid right now, they are 4th in La Liga and they are 10 points
They are
ahead.
They are not worried about
Yeah,
La
so
Liga.
for them, their
Then
priorities
their focus
are
is Champions
the
League.
Champions League. So
Yes.
they rest their players.
Yes.
They're doing that. For Arsenal right now, we're in a position where we can't do that because let's say we prioritize the Champions League, right? And then we rest players in the Premier League, and then we don't win the Champions League, and in the Premier League, Manchester City probably slips
Doesn't
up
drop.
because we play. Okay, maybe they drop a point.
Okay.
And since we've been resting our players, we are not playing our best players. We
Yeah.
also drop points because
Yeah.
we were resting players. And then at the end of the season, we didn't win anything. And then we come back and say,
Yeah.
but why did we prioritize this one instead of this one? I think
Okay.
also, if let's say the Premier League was in our hands, Like we are 2 points or 1 point or 1 point clear or 3 points ahead. I think maybe you'd say, okay, let's prioritize the Premier League because it's in our hands.
Yeah.
If we win the rest of our games, we will win it. But right now, we can win the rest of our games and still lose it because of like the goal difference and all those things. So I don't think it's even in the dressing room, no one is even discussing anything about prioritizing one trophy because they are all in our hand. Like we can win all of them and we can lose all of them. So I don't think it's even something to talk about, discuss.
There's also the aspect of injuries because we saw Kai Havertz come out in this match.
Also,
that you played, Eze came out. And worst case scenario, if other key players suffer that, then what happens?
So again, injuries is something that you can't avoid because we didn't see it coming. We had a week for the first time in a long while where we had a week where we didn't play in the middle of the week. So we got time to rest and all that, but still. Havertz just played a bit, I think 30-something minutes, then he got injured. Eze's injury is not, it was more precautionary. He's going to be available tomorrow. On Wednesday from what the coach said. So it's injuries, you can't really talk much about injuries because sometimes even the ones who have rested, they still get them. You can't really know. But it's also the key thing is for the manager to be able to control and be able to like rotate the players. So for someone like Saka, I think he might start against Atletico, but he won't start in the Premier League on Saturday. So it's gonna be more of that. And the biggest thing I think is for the coach to just try and find the balance. So for me against Atletico, I wouldn't start Eze. I'd probably start Odegaard because Martinelli also had like some muscle pull or something.
After picking a card, I thought his introduction was very.
I think Arsenal have only one task: just go to Metropolitan and survive. Yeah,
that's the thing. I think it's gonna be more of that. Yeah, not overstretch too much in that game.
Don't go there and concede 4-0.
That's done. Arsenal don't consider that amount of goals. We are not that so Barcelona. We'll play deep. Now we'll play deep. That's why I'm saying we won't concede like 4 goals. When the last time Arsenal conceded 4 goals.
Sunderland had not conceded goals at home.
That's insulting. You see now
until Nottingham Forest put 5.
How is she comparing Arsenal and Sunderland?
No, I'm not comparing the two teams. I am just saying that things happen.
Things happen, but that won't happen though. How is Arsenal conceding 4 goals? When have you ever seen Arsenal concede? When was the last time you saw Arsenal concede 4 goals?
Even the data shows that Atletico doesn't know how to play away from home. They only know how to play.
You guys and your data.
Data is everything though.
I know.
It's but not everything, but it's like what drives a lot of these things.
We have seen things that don't go as per data.
But exceptions don't make the rule.
This season.
Exceptions
don't make the rule.
Exactly.
But I'm saying these are those stages where exceptions can happen.
Yeah, they can. We do agree with you that.
So Arsenal can be beaten 4.
It's a possibility in as much as it's 0.0%.
That's all I wanted to.
0.0%.
It's okay.
It can still happen, but it's less likely. You can't put anything for Arsenal to concede 4 goals.
Arsenal beating Atletico 4-0 at their place.
At their place, yes. I don't think we'd beat them 4-0 at their place.
But it can happen.
Peter,
it can, but the chances are quite low.
Peter, you say that this is an easy game for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's
Why?
It's very easy because they only have to play one tie, right? And the second one is to kill the tie. They go to Wanda Metropolitan on Wednesday. They get a draw or a 1-0 or 2-1. Bring the tie to Emirates and they're done with that tie. Because I know Atletico Madrid, they don't have the mentality to come to Emirates and win.
I wouldn't say that.
I don't think they have it.
Because you see, for Atletico, it's a team that has been in the Champions League. Like
and also,
and their manager
have never won away at Atletico. But also, Arsenal have a very good record against the Spanish teams.
Yeah, we've been winning against Spanish teams.
They've won 6 consecutive games against Spanish teams. So, both data kind of favor
Arsenal advancing. But now the problem is, who are gonna be available in terms of our players, because our players are dropping down like flies.
Who do you think you need to really deal with on Atletico?
Atletico. Easy. Julian Alvarez is their biggest threat.
Lookman will surprise you.
Lookman is, but Lookman, Timber being there,
Lookman will surprise you. Griezmann will surprise you.
I'm not really.
Hey, if you go to take care of one player, that's where you will have lost.
We won't like take care, but
I hope Arteta is not planning
we will
that
identify
kind of
their most. He asked me who's their most dangerous player. I said it's Julian Alvarez, but I'm not saying the priority is gonna be like Julian Alvarez alone, and then you leave Griezmann or Lookman alone. No, Lookman is gonna be dealt with.
Okay.
You know, and Griezmann is gonna be dealt with. But Julian Alvarez dealt with is still hard. Like he's a hard player, and I've seen him because I saw him when we beat them 4-0. Even though we beat them 4-0 at the Emirates, he was still like, you could see like this guy is a problem.
Yeah.
Like he still was able to cause some problems. He hit the crossbar, and when you give him space, he's gonna do a lot of bad.
Fast.
So
he's very fast.
So for me, he's their most dangerous player. But
he's very fast as well.
Playing away from home, it's gonna be hard. One of the things that I'd say Arsenal should do is to try and keep the game level, like bring the bring the nerves in the stadium, because the more the game stays 0-0 over the course of the game, the more their fans are gonna be like, oh, what's going on? And then they will be silencing Vanda for a moment. So the first 15-20 minutes, let's keep the game let's make them. Let's try and control the game one way or another.
They're gonna come at you.
Yes, for sure.
Because usually at home, Atletico start with a high pressure.
They will.
Of their opponents. So how you people are going to handle the first 30 minutes? It's gonna decide the trajectory of that game. You saw the 4-0 they beat Barcelona the first 35 minutes. So that is Atletico when they are at the game.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's a team that when they are at the game, they can beat anyone.
That's true.
Also, when they are not at the game, they can be beaten by anyone.
That's true.
There is one thing about them.
Yeah.
That on their day, they can even beat Bayern or whatever you put on their front. And everyone is running crazily.
Yeah.
But no, on also a day that they decide to be bad, they can lose a final like the one they lost last weekend against
Sociedad.
That is... You don't know what Atletico you're going to see tomorrow.
But I really loved that win for Real Sociedad because I think I love that such kind of surprises.
It was a very good game to watch.
Yeah, so
I
was very happy with that one.
To watch the game.
Anyway, back to EPL. Liverpool beat Crystal Palace 3-1. Was that a surprise?
No. Not really. I think right now, for most teams, they are finishing up the season. So when I was watching the game, it was more of like
a friendly.
Like you just don't feel the vibe of a Premier League because nothing is like
nothing out of the world.
Yeah, because Liverpool are like, okay, we are a couple of points away, like ahead of Chelsea. They already know top 5 Champions League is locked in.
They don't qualify for the Champions League.
They will qualify.
They're going to qualify.
They can't.
They are going to.
They are going to, yes. So they already know the 5 teams who are going to qualify. We already know.
Chelsea also beats City at the FA Cup final. They also get into Europe, right? Yeah. Irrespective of where they finish.
Yeah, Europa League.
In the EPL. Yeah.
But will they?
That's another story. That's a story for another day. But
I said it, but I received stones. So
will they?
Yeah. We shall be here no matter what. West Ham beat Everton. No surprise. Relegation battle.
It was a good game though.
Yeah?
Like at some point, because at that time they were playing and Tottenham were also playing. So when Tottenham scored their goal, at that particular time the game was they were drawing 1-1. West Ham and Everton.
Yeah.
So they usually the standing, live standing, it was being showed, and you could see Tottenham had gone ahead of West Ham.
Yeah.
Because West Ham were drawing. So it's gonna be a very,
and then West Ham scores and then Tottenham
went back again. Yeah. So it's gonna be a very interesting end of the season.
Because I do not see for the life of me that West Ham or Forest can drop.
Yeah, they can drop points.
I don't see that happening.
They can drop points.
I'm beginning to sympathize with Spurs. They can't afford to even get a draw now.
They can't, yes,
because
they can't.
If they get a draw and West Ham win and the gap still widens,
Yeah.
That's 2 points more. They get a draw, another draw, that's another 4 points.
Yeah.
And recovering those 4 points, you're gonna win maybe one game up on Bele.
Yeah.
But it's too late. You're only remaining with 5 games. So I think final Tottenham
Because
have to
their next game is Aston Villa.
Spurs.
Yes.
Yeah, they really need to win those games.
Villa playing at home against Spurs.
The game that they should have won, which I think they deserve to win, was the Brighton one. They played so well that game.
Yeah.
And those 2 points
So they are
lost,
playing Villa, then
it's
they
gonna
are
cost
playing
them a lot.
Leeds. Then they are playing Leeds, and then they play Chelsea, and then they finish with Everton.
In fact, that game when they were 2-1,
West Ham also
you
have
killed the game. Just kill the game. That's why I love Mourinho sometimes. At 2-1, that game is done.
West
Yeah.
Ham. West Ham also have some tough games because they are playing away at Brentford next, and then they have Arsenal. And
Now, West Ham are the ones who might make you guys drop points.
yeah, they might, or we also might make them go down. Because as hard as that game is gonna be, it's gonna be hard for both teams. Because us, we are trying to win the league, and then they're trying to survive. So for both teams, it's gonna be a tough game for both teams. Arsenal will be trying to win the league. West Ham are trying to survive.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, we have a really, again, we go with data. We have a really good record at London Stadium. We've scored how many goals? In the last 2 games, we've scored like 12 goals, I think.
Yeah.
No, 11 goals. We won 6-0 and then 5-2 last season, if I'm not wrong. So we scored 11 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
Do you know also the weirdest thing about Arsenal's fixtures is that the teams they are facing until the end of the season
Yeah,
Are
we
the
beat
same ones they faced at the beginning.
Yeah, and we won
they
5 in a
They
row.
won 5 games in a row.
So I hope that
but
happens again.
they're
I hope. I just said I hope. Did I say it's gonna happen? I said I hope.
very different circumstances right
True.
now.
But we've won
I
the
don't
first
see
one.
you guys winning all of them.
We've won the first
there'll
one.
be draw somewhere.
We've won the first one. We are
There'll
going
be
for
a
the
draw
second
somewhere.
one. We've won the first one.
Can you
we are going
put
for the second
1,000
one.
bob here? There will be a draw somewhere. Put 1,000, I put
See,
1,000.
what she's
To
doing-
pay Peter ashikilie.
I don't have cash right now.
When the draw
but,
happens, I get my money.
but I can say it right now. I can bet you right now 1,000. I'm not putting the money here, cash, but we have see the cameras are here.
Arsenal will have either a draw or a loss before the season ends.
Arsenal will win.
1,000 bob.
Arsenal will win the rest of their games, 1,000 bob. And if they don't, I'll give you 1,000. If they do, the cameras
If
are here.
you win all your
Peter,
games, right?
Yes, if we win. So basically for me to get 1,000 from you, I have to wait till the end of the season.
Yes.
Sawa then.
The judge is here.
But as
I'm
soon
the
as
judge.
you
And the witness.
you draw or lose,
Yes.
And the mediator.
my money.
Okay, no problem. Everyone, like the cameras
Anyway,
are here.
on Saturday there was also an FA Cup semi-final between Manchester City and Southampton,
Southampton.
a team that eliminated Arsenal, the best team in Europe. How did you feel about that?
even
The very biased introduction.
you saw the game against Southampton. You saw the game against Manchester City. The game was quite enjoyable actually.
It was.
City didn't find it
It
easy.
was because they had to win way later in the game.
Yeah, so the
it
game-
was not like an easy.
Yes, because that team scored fast
Yes.
in the 78th.
But how did Southampton fail to kill that game?
killing a game is not easy, Peter.
I know.
Like especially when you play a team that, because you have to be, when you've scored a goal and in your mind you're like, okay, we want to defend this goal. Every single time you have the ball, you look at the time feels like it's not moving.
Yeah.
So you just want to boot the ball, and that's usually is the I
So
think
let me ask you, if Man United were playing City
yeah.
and scored at 78 minutes, do you see City going through?
City going through. You see, that's the thing. It's not just Man
United would
United.
not let
Aye.
go that
Yeah,
late.
it's not just United. It's a lot of big teams
Even
wouldn't.
Chelsea
But
won't let that go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on depends on
Kwanza
what exactly.
Ole Gunnar was so good at killing games. Like I remember there are some wins we got against City,
Yeah.
and we could score Halle, Martial, and whatever, and then we suffered the whole and City couldn't score.
Yeah.
I think we played around 3 or 4 games with them. We scored them, and then they couldn't score.
Yeah.
So in that kind of game, come here, Southampton, I think the difference was the quality of players.
Yes, definitely.
The levels are different because you see in that kind of moment, Doku can
Yeah. Can
But then
come
they
in
don't
and
have a
do
dome.
the magic.
Yeah, and they're also playing at Wembley. You know, Wembley is like, it's not like it's gonna be dominated by City fans probably.
And City have a Pep Guardiola have gone to Wembley 20, I think it was
26 times if I'm not wrong.
since he joined.
The ones against Chelsea.
Yeah.
The ones against Chelsea in the finals. There are how many?
They've like gone to Wembley.
13. And none of them Chelsea has ever won.
Yeah, they'll beat Chelsea in the finals. It's easy.
Chelsea have not beaten City since 2013.
Yeah.
2021, I mean.
Because the last time,
The Champions League.
the only teams that have beaten Man City at Wembley is United, Manchester United, Liverpool. Have Liverpool? Yeah, I think
Even
Liverpool
in
have,
our
and
worst
Arsenal has,
state, for some reason, Siusumbua City.
Yeah. So it's a derby.
Like,
It's because it's a derby. A derby
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah, it's a
But
different-
yeah, they've also beaten you guys 6. So you know.
Chelsea's win against Leeds, is that the new manager effect?
Nah, that game, Chelsea. Did you see the amount of chances Leeds had?
I was surprised that
Yeah,
Leeds
so-
didn't win it, honestly.
Like Leeds just didn't want to score.
Yeah?
The keeper
They didn't
also
want-
saved. Like there was some really amazing save from Sanchez. Also, like you have to give the keeper.
Yeah,
his
Sanchez
flowers.
stepped up.
Yeah,
Leeds-
he had like
Leeds-
some amazing saves.
He stepped up.
One-on-ones.
He had an one-on-one. He had there's a shot that I think, what's the name of this player? I've forgotten his name. I think it's Stark from Leeds. A really amazing save from Sanchez. So he was probably man of the match, even though they gave it to Enzo. I think
Yeah.
Sanchez was probably man of the match. He had an amazing game. Yeah, he had an amazing game. For Chelsea right now, it's just costing and making sure you just finish the season.
Yeah.
Because what are they fighting for in Europe? Because they're so bad in the Premier League. I bet their next game they might draw or lose the game. I'm never surprised with Chelsea.
They're a very bad team.
There's a very
Really?
weird. Chelsea
And I
is a
want them
weird
even
team.
to get even a bad manager again, so that they can have a very bad season again.
Let's
That
see
we
what's
can have
going
a
on.
very peaceful season.
Hey, Peter,
Yeah, we need to. Have
I
a very,
don't know you like
We
that.
need to have a very bad season.
They are next playing Forest.
We need to
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Those ones are not.
danger.
Forest right now, they're dangerous.
After Forest, they are playing Chelsea.
The Spurs.
No, they are playing Liverpool.
Liverpool, then Spurs.
Liverpool, and then they play the FA final, and then they play Spurs, and then they finish with Sunderland. They might not win these ones.
No, they won't. Not they might.
I think Spurs they're gonna win.
Spurs,
I don't think they will win against Spurs. Like right now,
they're
Spurs
always-
is not an easy team because they're trying to survive. You know, there is nothing dangerous as playing a team that's trying to survive.
Yeah,
Like
that's
even if it's a team you usually beat, they will make it hard for you because you see the West Ham game against Arsenal, we usually beat them 6 there. There is no way we are beating them. Even I don't think we'll score even 3 goals that game because it's gonna be hard because the team that's trying to survive.
Yeah.
A team that's trying to survive, even the players, the way they play, it's like when I go to a tackle, it's either I get the man or I get the player.
But again,
Or the ball. I get the ball or I get the man. Like, there is no way I'm losing this duel.
How did Spurs get there? Because I was a huge fan of Thomas Frank. I thought like he was the right guy for Spurs. Before he
Spurs
went-
have problems.
But he went in there, and it's actually one of the best games I think they played was against City at the Etihad. The one they won
Yeah.
3-0.
They didn't. It was 3. It wasn't 3-0.
It was 3-1, but it was 3 goals. Yeah, that was the best game. I was like, this Spurs is gonna be a team to watch this season, and then just things started going bad. They have the players, they can't score. I don't know if that team is cast or something.
They don't-
Some teams you
Cast?
you might be wondering if they're
That's
cast.
interesting.
They have this fan called expression. Whose expression? Who
Expressionosi.
who was saying that his team is cast. So, and it might be true because
Really?
but look at that team. How even if they play badly, how have they lost all those kind of games? Like,
Now, Tottenham they also have a lack of
But I also feel
quality
like
also in a way.
quality.
Yes, they had
Bana.
problem with quality
They have
because of
Richarlison.
injuries.
compare that
They-
team with the Bournemouth.
Like, no, honestly, like, you look at Richarlison is overrated. You look at the players they had, their best players in terms of creation.
Solanke.
Kulusevski was injured. Solanke was injured most times this season. Solanke wasn't available. Kulusevski hasn't played. Madison hasn't been playing. Yeah. Xavi Simons, he's new to the league. It was bound for him to take some time.
One actually was trying to create.
Yeah, he was like, it's going to take some time for him to be able. And their best player Kudus also got injured. And when he got injured, you could see how now they started going down even more. Yeah. So they had a problem up front in terms of quality.
But do you feel like also sometimes when a team is not playing well, most players are injured?
Yeah, it's true.
And then all of a sudden, when they get back to winning, everyone becomes okay, and they're ready to play.
Because look at City,
because they don't want blame game. They don't want their price to fall.
No, sometimes they are not doing well. Injuries like you look at
tactical
Spurs.
Injuries.
You're calling them tactical injuries. I don't
tactical
think
injury for the player.
I don't think professional players.
We saw that a lot.
How is that possible?
Remember Paul Pogba at United. Dude would always be injured against big teams, and then some small teams he comes, takes some shots outside of 18 and then disappears again.
You saw the interview Pogba did with the Rio. You watched it?
I saw clips, bits and pieces.
Where he was explaining why he struggled at United. And somehow I kind of understood, because you're saying at United he played every position.
That's true.
In France, that's why you saw different version of Pogba. In France, Deschamps gave him one role. Be free. I have Kante and Matuidi running for you. You just create from deep.
No, but Peter,
you go to Juventus.
The same.
Pogba,
why hasn't he thrived
for 3 seasons? Right?
Yes.
3 seasons. You have Marquisio, you have Arturo Vidal, you have Pirlo doing everything for you. You just create from deep. You have the free man. You come to United, you play number 6 today, tomorrow you're playing number 8, the day you're playing number 10.
But now let me ask you, Peter. You have seen, for example, like the scenario we've been with the defense. If you're the manager, do you want a player who can shift into a different position that is needed for this game, or a player that is stuck, I can only play wing?
But that is now the issue of the club, to know if you buy this player. I think Mourinho should have known that the role for Pogba before buying him. Spending that million.
I do not agree with players that come with a fixed mind that this is my position. Unless I play this position.
Played, but we didn't get the best of him.
No.
He says he's not complaining in saying
that.
He's just saying the reason why he wasn't as successful as expectations was due to the fact that he didn't have a position, a fixed position that he could but
fixed position works for how many teams? Those are teams that have squad depth,
and that's the thing
that I know this person you can be only for this position, and then everyone else will fit every. That's like saying build the team around this person, because we already know yuko hapa. Now where do the rest of the team fall?
Okay, let me ask you, when you go to Barcelona, where do Pedri play? Position you're going.
Yeah, he's playing as a number 8. Goes box
guys, you're not understanding me.
You go to PSG.
You're not understanding me.
All those guys, yeah.
Barcelona has squad depth.
So United did
those guys that Pogba was injured, we suffered.
Okay.
We suffered. And then look at, for example, the squad at United today. Imagine if a player told Carrick, I can only play like now the way who came to the middle, Mazrui. Then he says, no, I can't play as a centre back. I can only play as a full back.
But did he refuse to play?
He didn't refuse to play. But you see, the biggest complaint. But that's what I'm
saying, Peter. The world today cannot be played with a fixed mind. Even in the corporate world, a manager wants a person that is flexible.
That's the thing.
I know your job description ends here. But today I need you to do this.
Can you do it? It's true.
That's the thing. We agree. We are agreeing with you. But what we are
how the world
works.
We're
disagreeing with you.
We're not disagreeing with you. We agree. But we are saying the reason why he's not even complaining. He's just saying.
If you tell Odegaard, I want you to play as number 9. See, he's going to play.
He's going to play, but will
Right?
he produce the numbers
He's going
that
to
you'd
play.
want a number 9 to
Sindio.
to produce?
But is that his best position?
He's not.
Guys, we have also seen players. We have also seen players that came playing a certain number, and then the coach tells you, "But I think you can play this
Also,
one."
you have to know
If
players are
this
different.
player is flexible, they will adopt.
Yeah,
me,
it's true.
me Pogba issue.
That's true.
I blame the club more than.
It's true because there is Manchester City's right back Matheus Nunes.
Well, what is a
He's a midfielder, but then he was turned into a right back. But that doesn't mean. Now, what I'm trying to say is, him doing that doesn't mean he's gonna be like a better player than Pogba was or anything. Now it just means he's more flexible because of also his ability to run with the ball, and he has speed and all that. And he's
the
also
quality is also
exactly, and he's also being
helped.
helped by his teammates, because Manchester City players like, you can't. Do you think if Matheus Nunes was playing for another team, do you think he'll perform that way at right back? I don't think so. The reason why he's also able to adapt better is because of also the teammates that he has and also the coach. Yeah. So for Pogba, it's like, another example. It's Rafinha. Rafinha's biggest problem when he came to Barcelona was the fact that he knew he was going to play as a right winger all the time. And then when Dembele was there, Dembele was there, and Lamine Yamal's rise, it's like, it was like, you can't play at the right wing because there are players, like, there's a better player who's playing there, so you need to find another position that you can excel in. And and at first he was like, no, I can't. I'm not a left winger.
Yeah.
I want to play on the right, cut in and shoot. Flick came, had a conversation with him, exactly showed him, okay, this is the blueprint of how we want to play. And he bought into it. Last season he was Ballon d'Or. He was top 5 in the Ballon d'Or race.
You
and
have
everything.
said what I have been trying to say
Now
all
we
along.
didn't agree, but it
So-
depends on the player, though.
It also
That's what
depends
I'm
on the player.
saying.
Yes, but
It
you can't
depends
say
on the
Pogba is
player.
bad because he wasn't able
I'm
to
not
adapt.
saying he's bad. I am just saying, in this world today, it's either you adopt or the world moves and you are stuck here.
Yeah, it's
What has happened to his career?
injuries played a big part to
Anyway,
him dropping.
tonight Manchester United is taking on Brentford, aka Thrower FC.
Flamethrowers.
Thrower FC. Peter is not very confident about this
I'm
one.
not very confident.
Uh-huh.
I know Carrick is going to be confirmed as the next United manager. We're just waiting.
You know?
I'm confident.
Okay.
Like, I
Interesting.
have the feeling, based on, there's so many people are pushing it. The media, the club legends are pushing. You know, Manchester is a very political club. Like, whenever you hear so much noise on something, you know it's going to happen on United. Whenever you hear we are linked with a player for long, just know United is linked, because they are always have the years somewhere.
Yeah.
So when you see like everyone, the Rio Ferdinand,
But we are told Radcliffe
There's
is not a
nothing-
fan of Carrick.
No, it's going to be confirmed. If they don't, that will be a very huge surprise. But the way I'm seeing things going,
Okay.
it's going to
So
be the
how
next
do you
United.
see him approaching this? Basis, of course, we still are missing the usual defensive team, but Maguire is back. So are you seeing a pairing of Maguire and Heaven at the back?
I'd prefer that than Euro and
Euro is not available.
Euro and Maguire.
Euro is still not available.
So Hayden is gonna be a very good defender with time, because his ability to be composed with the ball under pressure,
Yeah.
and still be able to
But
play.
but I want him to get more playtime. I feel like he only gets playtime when other people are not available.
Yeah, the only danger that can be dangerous, the only move that can be dangerous to his career is that the targets United have for the left centre back position this summer, and one of them is Van de Ven from Spurs. So if that happens,
If Spurs
then,
goes down.
yeah, if Spurs goes down, everyone there is gonna be on the market because they can't afford to pay them. Championship is another budget compared to the Premier League. So
Yeah.
you lose like over 200 million pounds when you get relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah.
So, and with that comes with the cutting of wages and all that. So the likes of Romero, Van de Ven, Xavi Simons,
Yeah.
they'll have to go.
Or
for
if
the-
you go with the team, you have to take huge pay cuts.
yeah, unless they have some loyalists who are going to say, like Del Piero in Juventus, who said, I'm remaining here to
Yeah.
die with
Yeah.
Spurs, which of these days, we don't have Del Pieros who can still stick with.
People want their money.
Yeah, and Buffon.
Yeah.
So I think today we are really need to start strong. They are a team that is really going to test our limits in terms of how aggressive they are.
They have the top scorer in EPL, right?
Yeah.
No.
Thiago is second, not
Second,
first.
second.
Haaland is the first.
Yeah.
You can't be
Okay.
ahead of Haaland. So
But it's quite close though.
we have to deal with Igor Thiago, Kevin Shedd, and some of Damsgaard. Damsgaard is very dangerous than even Igor Thiago because he's the creative mind behind Brentford.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Maguire is back. I would really love to see Delete back, but I don't think he's gonna play this season again.
Delete is back to Amorim.
But
Then also the medicals that the club does, because the injury affecting Delete now apparently is one that he's had even before joining United.
But you know, one thing is that Bayern Munich, when Bayern Munich doesn't want you, they're a club that is very professional and very strict on health, on injury things. So if you see Bayern Munich are ready to
willing to sell a player, it should be a red flag.
Usually there's always they've seen
Something, yeah.
signs of injury coming up or something.
And probably the doctor will
But is that-
will reveal it without telling the player this
But
has long-term effect or something.
That doesn't take the fact that Delete is a very good defender. I think with him in our team, we'll upgrade our defense a bit. Maybe I like when he plays with Martinez. It's more calm and more balanced in defense.
Yeah.
So today we really need to start strong. Mbumo is a worry for me because I'm not seeing his numbers
Getting better.
I don't know, maybe you could start with Diallo, Acuna and Sesko. Then Mbumo can come in the second half.
I don't want Sesko starting. When he starts, Sesko is not a starter. He is a super sub.
Let's just believe that today he'll score in the first half. Just have some faith.
You talked about stats. Give us the stats of Sesko when he starts. So you
But
said
also you say the
we
stats-
look at stats.
Also, you say stats can change.
Oh, so he's going to now score tonight
He
if
can
he
score.
starts.
He can score.
It changes when it favors you, ne? Anyway, tomorrow we are back to the Champions League, the semi-finals. The first, I'm expecting nothing.
Bana, be a fan, bana. Be a fan.
I'm a very realistic fan, by the way.
So
You're
is
not.
it-
You're
is it special
you're
goals?
those fans who are
very-
very
Trust you,
scared,
I'm a
scary
very-
fans.
I'm
Who are
on
afraid to
Shama,
make
on Shama
bold
kama Jagero.
predictions. Make a bold prediction. You are a United fan. Why are you
I
afraid?
am
Why are you
a
chickening out?
United fan.
Or you left it like Jagero left.
I am
Yes.
United fan. My position is already on my Facebook page. If it is different from what I have said, tell me.
We didn't see your Facebook page, so we don't know.
Go there. Tomorrow we have Champions League semi-finals. The first one's PSG versus Bayern Munich. For me, this is the Champions League final.
Why do you say so?
Those other ones are others.
There's no
Who
problem.
takes it
Because
tomorrow?
at the end of the day, even that when that final comes up, that team, those others.
One of them
They
has
have
to be
someone has to play against that other team that's gonna be there. And if they don't, and if they slip up, they lose. Because that other team has shown. There's another team that has shown that they can beat they can beat one of those teams because they've already beaten them this season. Whether you tell
Both
me
of them.
it was a league stage, no, I don't. No one is gonna care.
But you've not beaten one of them.
Thank you.
I said one of them in the league stage. That's Bayern Munich.
Thank you very much,
I'm
Ibra.
gonna say that.
Now back to PSG versus
Your
Bayern.
final
You
was
can't be.
Bayern.
You see,
What do you think about this?
Beatrice does is she throws shades and then she acts like she didn't throw any shade. You see what she did? I saw it and then she wants me to ignore it. I'm not gonna ignore it.
We remember
Anyways,
your final was Bayern Arsenal.
Yes, I said it. And I'm gonna stick on that. I'm gonna stick to that.
It's gonna be a hard time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting game tomorrow.
So,
again,
Ibra, your finals prediction is Arsenal versus?
Bayern Munich.
Okay.
What's your final prediction?
Can we now talk about the match tomorrow?
Oh yeah, tomorrow is gonna be a good game. At PSG will be playing at home, so they'll be very open. And these are teams that played in the league stage, and Bayern Munich actually beat PSG at their home at the Parc des Princes, actually 2-1 if I'm not wrong. So tomorrow is gonna be like a very open game, very interesting game, because both teams will want to play. None of them are gonna be like, okay, let's be like Arsenal, be a bit pragmatic. There's no pragmatism in that. There won't be any sort of pragmatism in that game, and I think we're up for like a very open game. Now, one of the areas that I think are gonna like where a team will win and lose, it's gonna be two areas. The team that will finish their chances, and that because
the
both
team
of them
will be clinical.
Yeah, clinical.
You get
because
your
both
chance,
of them, both teams will create chances, and also the team that their defense will be up for it.
Because we have seen, as you said, Arsenal beat Bayern, and we have seen Bayern concede goals.
That's the thing. Even PSG.
Because even in their last Bundesliga match, they were losing 3-0 by halftime. And I see their main players were out, and then they came in and they were able to turn around the tie.
Because they've already won the Bundesliga, so for them they can rest players.
They're
PSG
just playing for pride. Eh?
Yeah, PSG haven't.
I think
actually.
Bayern should be brought to the Premier League. They should stop competing that league trophy Bundesliga. The difference is so huge.
It's so huge, but you usually have those seasons where a team comes off, like Bayer Leverkusen won the league unbeaten. So you can't, and usually that's exciting.
And compete with the likes of Newcastle every week.
It's because of the money. The Premier League excels because of the money.
And I can say that if that league was that low, then they wouldn't be at the Champions League semi-finals.
Because all top players play in those leagues, by the way, as she said.
One thing I like about this year's semi-finals for Champions League, there's a representation from EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga, League One.
So whoever want to win the Champions League is going to be the best league in the world.
Not really.
Yes.
Not really.
Yes.
Not really.
Because
so the French league
top 4 leagues are represented at this stage.
So the French league was the best league in the world that season.
But they are at the semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm not saying
kuna team. If EPL was that good, then we should be having 2 teams from EPL.
Do you really believe?
At this stage?
Let me ask. Do you really believe Atletico Madrid is better
than the EPL teams? Walianguka kama flies up round of 16.
Beatrice, let me ask you this question. Do you believe Man City, Atletico is better than Man City?
This season, yes.
Come on.
No. Because City has been... Come on. We beat City in what state, surely? What state was united when we beat City?
But even that state, I don't think Atletico beat them.
But have you seen Atletico how they've been playing though? Like, because you can't use that example of Manchester United beating City, because even Manchester United at their strongest, they can beat Atletico. We all know that.
You guys just said that Diego Simeone has already put everything aside and focused on Champions League.
We can't win it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That means that Liwe Liwalo, even if it is scoring 1 and then defending for the rest of the match, they will do that. We are just waiting to see what strategy they are coming in for the match on Wednesday, and then most important, when they do the return leg at Emirates.
So,
but this stage of Champions League, this is where now experience matters more than skill and quality.
That's fine.
So
when we are talking about experience, does Arsenal have experience in Champions League?
That is one thing.
In terms of winning, no. But in terms of participating, yes.
Very nice answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, your predictions
for tomorrow?
Vitinha is coming back, so
yeah, Vitinha will be available.
Gonna be a big issue.
PSG Bayern.
Tomorrow it's gonna be a 2-2 draw.
Oh my. PSG 2-1.
A win for PSG.
Bayern will win the second leg though.
A win for PSG.
But also, Bayern have beaten PSG in the last 5 meetings, the Champions League.
But
why do you think PSG gonna win?
But the last 2 meetings, it was Bayern 2, PSG 1. And then it was PSG 2, Bayern 0.
In the Club
That
World
is
Cup.
in July 2005.
That's Club World Cup.
Yeah. So,
Hurricane,
PSG are winning tomorrow.
Musiala, Napoli is
They are
having
at
the
home.
season.
It's the least they can do. And then they go lose at, what's
Cover
that
State,
club called?
Allianz Arena.
Allianz Arena, yeah. Anyway, on Wednesday, Ibra, what's your prediction for Wednesday? Atletico
1-1
Madrid,
draw.
Arsenal.
Basically, for me, every single tie this first leg is a draw. So 2-2 tomorrow, 1-1 on Wednesday.
Atletico versus Arsenal. Atletico 2-1.
What about you, Beatrice? You see, Beatrice wants to say something weird, so that's why she's keeping quiet for her to say something weird and then ends the show. You can say whatever you want to say. We're here. We will listen.
Yo, guys, I don't know why I am being painted as a bad person. I
know
not.
you. You do it on purpose, but it's okay. It's okay.
And then
Atletico is
tomorrow
going to
I'll be saying,
win.
I didn't say.
Yeah.
I didn't say.
Atletico
I didn't
is-
say they're gonna win.
What you wait, you'll see.
I say
you
You
guys-
wait, you'll see.
And then when they
We'll
win,
be here on Thursday.
You guys-
We will be here on Thursday
You guys,
after the game. We will
Why,
be here.
why are you putting words
We
in
will
my
be here on
mouth
Thursday.
when there's a camera
We
in
will be
front
here on
of us?
Thursday. The camera is here. We will be here on Thursday.
I
and
have
we know
said
you.
PSG
we
will
will be here
win.
on Thursday.
I have said PSG will win. I am saying Atletico Madrid will win.
okay, it's fine.
Yeah?
Okay, you're saying-
Give us your score line. Don't just say we'll win. Give us a score line.
2-0.
Where you think Arsenal is gonna? We will see. Maybe if you get a red card.
See, that's my prediction.
Maybe if you get a red card, I'm telling you. Maybe if you get a red card. But
Gabriel
it's
is
okay.
got some corner there, some shorty corner.
2-0.
Give them some hope.
And then on Thursday we have Europa League.
What a game! Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. I'll watch that game.
I don't like the fact that they are meeting each other in
Me too.
semis.
I wanted them to.
They should have gone to
separate
the
and then
final.
Yeah, I
But you
agree.
know the two teams have a better European record than Arsenal.
Why are we talking about Arsenal when we've gone to Europa League? Like, why are we talking
They're
about
both
Arsenal?
they both have one thing in common. They're both European champions.
Thank
why
you,
are we-
Peter.
Something that Arsenal can't brag
Was
about.
it necessary?
Thank you,
Can you-
Peter.
Was it necessary for us to bring those things? When we are talking about
Finally,
a
I will
Europa
not be
League.
blamed.
I'm talking
Can
right
you-
now. We're discussing.
Can you show a medal
We've
now?
been discussing about
Champions League
Champions
medal.
League teams, and now you're bringing Europa. You can't be comparing Europa League teams and Champions League right now. Let's talk about the games. Arsenal. Why is Arsenal? Why are you bringing Arsenal's? Why is
Bora
Arsenal in your
mko
mouth
mkali
about
hivyo
Thursday?
bwana. Tulia.
We can't talk about us when we talk about Thursday. Let's keep teams that play on Thursdays. Arsenal don't play on Thursdays anymore. The last time we played on Thursday was probably 2021 or 2022. We don't play there anymore, and I don't think we're gonna be playing there anytime soon.
So that I am not blamed, I am calling this one for Aston Villa.
So we
because
should
I
address them
expect-
European champions facing each other in Europa League. At least give them some respect.
What sort of respect? They're playing in the
Like-
Europa League. When was the last time?
Address
Anyway,
them. Two European champions.
I expect Aston Villa to go to the finals because I expect them to win this one eventually.
I see Nottingham Forest actually knocking them out.
The first leg is at Villa Park, right?
No,
No.
at the Forest.
The Forest. I
Yeah.
think Villa Unai Emery will go through to the final.
Me, I'm going with a Nottingham
Because I know
Forest.
Villa will go through and lift this.
if Nottingham win on
Unai
Thursday,
doesn't joke with this.
if
He
if
does.
Nottingham win,
Wait, what did you say? He does. That coach is a fraud. That coach came to Arsenal. He took us to the
Ibra.
finals, and then we were trashed 4-1 by those
Ibra.
Boda team.
the Sarri
Ibra.
guy
Chelsea.
at the side.
He does.
Ibra, we shall be here on Friday. Peter, we have to review these on Friday after these ones for
I think
Europa.
that game is gonna be won at the Villa Park, the second leg.
I see.
Whichever
Nottingham
way,
Forest going through.
Villa
But
is
it's
going
not
to
gonna
the
be an easy game.
finals. And then Conference League, I think Crystal Palace, oh wow, they are facing Shakhtar at home, but I think they've not been that good. Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah,
I expect Crystal Palace to go through.
through.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's not the Shakhtar of before, because the previous Shakhtar where they had some incredible talent, Williams, some good Brazilian players, which I don't think they are spawning them as much as they did before. So,
but I think also the Ukraine war really destabilized the club.
they really did
Because they
that.
had to change the stadium they were playing, everything, fans. They no longer have
So it's
fans.
not the same
They have to play away from home.
Shakhtar that
Yeah.
everyone used to know because of the instability in the country.
Anyway, on Friday, we will come back to review all these things that we have said here today. Our predictions are on record, so no argument about it.
Yeah.
Kila mtu amejisemea vile ana feel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even Mane
We
was
shall come
put,
back to review.
and Mane was also put on the table.
I'm the judge,
Hey.
so
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you again next time.
thank you for joining us.
HustlesAfrica.com, a guide to high-paying online jobs. At HustlesAfrica.com, you will discover the jobs people are doing from home, the platforms where opportunities are found, the skills that open doors, and the practical steps to begin earning. Go to HustlesAfrica.com today.